Welcome to the Greg's Review Show. Today, we're going to get into a very, very important topic. Thumbs up, like and share this video. Please help support us through Cash App. That's GRC $mantrap. Whatever your donations could help us, 50 cents, a dollar, whatever God puts on your heart, please help us and support us. Thumbs up, like, and hit that subscribe button right there. Without further ado, we're going to get into these romance marriage scammers that are online, and I'll be right back to talk about it. Here we go.
Temple that's here in the Tri-Cities. My first marriage was the hardest. Probably the reason none of my other marriages worked out. And I was with him for 9 years. He told me that I'd given myself to him in the temple and that I was his and he could treat me any way I wanted. And I called my mother. She said, well, you got married in the temple forever, so you got to make it work. I tried to make it work. And then he started abusing the two oldest boys. My son talked to his kindergarten teacher about it. They charged my husband with malicious punishment of a child, which he pled guilty to.
After Kim's first marriage, it inspired her to start her own nonprofit. It was called the Children's Safety Center.
It passed at the state level. Yeah, we served 14 counties and had over 1,000 families using our centers. It became the model for the United States.
Even after a traumatic first marriage, Kim decided to keep searching for a soulmate.
I've been married 5 times. I have 7 kids.
After her 5th divorce, she decided to focus on her nonprofit and raising her children.
I was like, I'm happy being alone. I'm done. This guy just started instant messaging me on Facebook out of the blue, and he sent me that first message, and it just said, I'd like to get to know you. You have a really beautiful face, stuff like that. He is very handsome. He has big brown eyes, fantastic smile. He's sweet and he's tender. He looks good. I don't know how to say it, but he looks very handsome to me. Sent me lots of pictures of himself as a doctor. He sent me a picture of him and his son together. I found his website, and he's actually a plastic surgeon. There's one video where he's in it, and then all his staff are waving at me and saying hi and all this stuff. And they're talking to me, and I'm like, well, he must be real. I said, I need to hear your voice. So he called. Hello?
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, man.
Yeah?
Hey, there.
Good?
Are you have the top network connection yet?
What? And I heard him yesterday, and it sounded more of like a European, like maybe a little bit of Russian or something. We had one conversation that lasted hours. He really got into learning about my church, and he said he would join my church, and that we could get married and get sealed in our temple and all this stuff. And all my marriages, my husband's never told me I was beautiful or that you're great and all these things that a woman wants to hear. And I think that's how I really, really that about him, because he made me feel like I was special, that I was beautiful, that I was smart. I think the faith stuff really kind of bound us together.
All throughout Kim's life, she has been involved in church. This guy seemed perfect. Handsome, successful, and religious. But once Kim began to push for the two to meet in person, that's when things took a turn.
He couldn't talk to me on Google Chat because his phone was running out. I only get so many minutes, and then it runs out for the month, and then I can't talk to you anymore. I said, well, why can't you get yourself a gift card? And he's like, I'm having problems with my bank back in the States, and I can't get any money. So he asked me for $100, then he asked me for $400. So then I ended up spending another $400. So a lot of the money for me has been for Google gift cards. He's asking me for one today. He wants me to go buy him another Google $100 gift card for his phone. It's up to like $1,350 of gift cards.
You sent him a lot of gift cards here, and you're stressing about sending him more. Why not just say, I'm not going to send any more money until we meet?
I feel like I'm a good person, and then somebody's asking for help, and I'm not helping them, and that bothers me. I had some silver and gold coins that I had for emergency, and I went and cashed in to one of my gold coins. I always felt like I was really, really good with my money. Right now, I feel like I'm really bad with my money. I don't feel financially stable right now because of him.
Up until this point, Kim has forked out quite a bit of money just to keep Nobby's phone and Wi-Fi bills up. She began to wonder if she would ever meet this man in person.
He said that he works for the UN, that he has a contract with them. He wanted to come to see me, and he didn't want to wait. He goes, I'd really like to take you on a vacation. I said, I would love to travel. I've always wanted to travel. His contract is going to end on December 12th, and they're going to pay him $8 million. I can't even imagine that kind of money. When he told me he had that kind of money, I was like, hey, I'm a nobody. I don't have anything, I'm like, I can't even imagine. He's like, I really want to get out of here. Can you write a letter to the UN? I told him that I was his fiance. That's what he had asked me to write. I wasn't expecting them to send a letter back asking me for money, and that kind of freaked me out. They asked me for $600 or something. I went ahead and did it. It was Bitcoin. I sent them the $1,960 through Bitcoin. Then immediately I get a letter from them saying that they got the money and they want $10,000. Then he needed 4 soldiers to escort him to a special helicopter and then on a jet to bring him to the United States. And then they said that I had to pay for that.
Kim didn't want to wait until December to find out if this man would show up. She reached out to us to find out the truth. Why are you so attached to this guy?
I'm addicted to him. I'm addicted to talking to him every day. Having somebody that talks to me first thing in the morning, and when I go to bed at night, there's always somebody there that I can say, hey, this happened today, that happened today, and they care about it. I really want to meet him. I would be happy if it turned out that he was the person that I thought he was. I mean, I'd be really happy. I would have felt that I wasn't wasted all this money, that I'm never going to see again.
After hearing from Kim, our team got straight to work. There were so many red flags, but we were still going to look into everything. We had 10 photos of this man, the emails from the UN, a voice recording, and his phone number. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We appreciate you so much. After a few days of research, we sat down with Kim to go over everything that we found. Hey Kim, are you ready for today?
I'm anxious to see what you guys figured out and hopefully get some closure on this.
Well, I think we have that for you.
He's still asking me for gift cards. He was telling me he was going to take an airplane and he would see me in a few days. And he was telling me he was just stuck, that he couldn't go anywhere because he has his Liberty Pass. He can't really work because he's kind of out, but he's there. So it's been kind of crazy, but I don't.
Do you believe that he's telling the truth about his identity?
I'm saving up to buy a house, so I want to avoid big medical bills. After 3 years of going uninsured, I have a plan that covers everything I need.
New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov. Enroll by December 15th.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important to compare all your health and prescription drug options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare plans now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm confused. There's things that seem like they work, and he's telling the truth, and there's other things that don't. And then, like I said, the part that kind of pulls me back and forth is, that he's so interested in my church, and he's so interested in, like, he wanted to come and see me and see the temple and learn about my church. And I had already told him, I said, I can't marry somebody that's out of my faith. I already tried that. That doesn't work for me. And I said, it will take like a year to become a member. So once we meet, you can start working on that, or you can start working on it where you are.
We weren't going to focus on this relationship if he's not part of, the church or your religion.
Right. I really want to go on a mission for my church. And that's something that I would really like to do with a partner. That's something that's a dream I've had since I was, younger. Well, I've been married 5 times, so it sounds crazy, but three of those people were members of my church. It's very much a part of who I am, and part of my religion is like you get sealed to your spouse forever, and I can't do that with somebody who's not a member. And I've tried that before, and it's just a big frustration. So the more I tell him, the more he feels like, oh, I really think that I want to get baptized. I really want to learn everything. And I don't know how sincere he's being about that. But then there's questions that I have too, and that's why I came to you guys, because I thought maybe you could help me figure this out, if this was something good or it was something bad,
Let's just jump into what we found.
Yeah, for sure. So you sent over 2 emails. Both of the emails are newly created. There aren't any social media accounts linked to any of the emails.
Okay.
You sent over a UN email.
Yeah, I sent it. There was like, I think 14 or 15 of them. Like back and forth, that messages. I forwarded those to you guys.
A huge red flag with this email in particular, it wasn't created within the UN format. It's not an official format that the UN would use.
Okay.
The UN or anybody that works for the government or is claiming to be the government, they're not going to use a Gmail account. All of these platforms that have these free emails that you can sign up for, they're never going to be used by a government official. I actually came across one of the emails that you had with the UN, and they sent over this bank account. They told you that you can pay to get him home using this specific account. It was through Chase. Brienne ran the address that was used on the account so we can pull a phone number. And I called the phone number. Someone answered the phone that worked for the company. She was very vague on the information that she told me about why someone would be using this account online. She told me that she's actually been getting several phone calls from people. Her account was being used in other cases online. I just want to be clear. She said that she had no idea why someone was claiming to be working for the UN would use her account, and she doesn't have any friends or family or any ties to the UN at all.
I've had questions about it.
When they gave you the option to use Bitcoin or the bank account, what made you choose the crypto?
He sent me another letter and said, do not, disregard that previous letter, send it to this Bitcoin account. I'm talking to him while I'm at the Bitcoin, and so I feel really uncomfortable with this. And he said, like, well, just do it, I'll be able to see you in a few days, and I went through with it. And then once it was over, he's like, I know that was really embarrassing, really hard for you, because it's in my convenience store right down the block from me. I'm like, I felt so uncomfortable doing it. And then he's like, well, it's good because now I can come and see you, and in a few days I'll be there. They'll send me out on a plane right away. I'm coming right to Washington. I started to get really excited, and then I got super mad when I got the next letter asking for more money. And it is so hard. It was like so deflating. This whole thing has been so hard.
Kim, we have the concrete evidence that you've been looking for. I'll let Brienne kick this last piece of information off.
Yeah, so what I can confirm today is that the person in the image is known as Dr. Hakan Karim. He's a very successful plastic surgeon in Turkey, so I couldn't connect anything from his account, any of his official social media accounts that would link him back to Nabi.
Okay.
So what that tells me is this person has stolen his images and just created this fictitious name and profile to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah.
Just to give you a little more clarity, we worked together to send an IP tracker to Mr. Nobby. He thought he was going to be receiving a gift card from you. He clicked on it 4 times. He was so desperate for this money. We're waiting for one of these scammers to recognize one of these, but I guess they haven't. They keep clicking on them. For those that don't know, we use this site to track the location of someone like Mr. Nobby. We put together these special links for someone to click on. Once they click on it, we're able to grab their IP address right away. All 4 of these clips came from Nigeria. 3 of them were in Port Harcourt, and the last one was in Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria.
It's a relief to know that not wondering anymore. It's a relief for that, but it does make me sad.
Additionally, Kim, we also looked at the crypto wallets that you sent over to us. And what we found was there was a connection when we looked at the transaction. So they all basically linked to the same wallet address that led to an exchange. So what we've done is we put all of the information that we found, all the research that we found, and we're putting it on a final report for you. And our suggestion to you is to take this report, file an FBI report, and then include this information.
Okay. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Kim was involved in a romance scam. Everything Nabi told her was a lie. He wasn't a doctor working for the UN, he was a man living in Nigeria. Yes, Kim did willingly send money to this person, but it was under false pretenses. After every case on our YouTube channel, we put together a full report and encourage all of our guests to report everything to law enforcement. We had all of the evidence to show who this man portrayed himself to be, proof of this person posing as a UN employee, the location of this fraudster, and we had recordings of his voice. To top it off, we knew exactly where all of her money went using our Bitcoin tools. The road is long to getting your money back through a romance scam, but we do everything in our power to help law enforcement track these guys down.
I hate people who lie, and I have a lot of integrity, and I never lie to people. So it hurts me that someone would do that to me and use me that way, but also that they're doing it to other people.
We do want to get you to report it as soon as possible. Not only that, but we want you to block him, and we want to get this guy out of your life. Can we do that today?
Absolutely.
After this interview, Kim immediately hopped on the phone with the scammer to confront and block him.
You spend a lot of time with your monitor, working.
Fair use of this video again. As you can see, you got to be very careful online. This lady has lost thousands of dollars due to this here scammer, and it's so sad. So be very careful, young ladies and gentlemen, when you're online, especially the romance part of it. Do not send any information, no money. Don't give up anything that will cause you to lose thousands of dollars of your money. Please don't give any personal information out, and don't give any money. I've been one of the persons that got scammed, so I know exactly how you feel. So fair use of this video. Like and share my video. That's the Greg's Review Show. Please hit that subscribe button right there below. Here you go. Hit that and thumbs up, thumbs up. Please, whatever you do, please help us support us through Cash App. That's GRC $mantrap. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. And I'll see you next week with a wonderful topic. And remember, don't send any money or personal information. God bless you.